I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You just never freaking know when it's Major League Soccer what time the freaking game is going to start. But it has started. We're already at almost minute one. You're probably watching it on Apple right now. Inter Miami versus Philly. Today, I am all for Philadelphia. I am just like Rocky Balboa. I ate a Philly cheesesteak for lunch just for this game. Just for this game. I'm pretty much born and raised in Philadelphia today. That's what I am. Inter Miami needs to get knocked out. And I don't have any issues with Lionel Messi. Everyone knows this year. I mean, I don't consider him the GOAT, but I have no issues with Messi specifically. It's just that Inter Miami literally robbed Orlando City. Anyone that watched that game knows that. They robbed Orlando City. And thank you, everyone. Thank you. Happy to be back. Happy to be back here. Inter Miami versus Philadelphia Union live watch along. Hopefully, someone stops Messi today, which doesn't seem likely. Even though the Philadelphia Union, the past 3 or 4 seasons in MLS, they've been among the best defense, if not the best defense. I said this on Twitter. When it comes to defense, this is probably the best you're going to get in MLS. What Messi's facing today is probably the best you'll get in MLS. So if they can't stop Messi, I don't see who else will. But then again, Messi also scored against the best defenders in the world. So I don't think the best defense in MLS should be really an issue for Lionel Messi. But when you look into this game, there's a couple other players that you should all be interested in. We'll talk about it at some point because Jack McGlynn might come in. He's on the bench. Quinn Sullivan, some U.S. youth national team prospects. And then you also have Ben Cremashi. Shit, hard to say it. He's an Argentine American dual national. He played well for Inter Miami so far, and he's starting today. And obviously, it's really fun actually to watch. Also, Sergio Busquets right there. And Inter Miami with the ball. They try to go long, trying to find Joseph Martinez. Oh, this could be dangerous. Martinez with the shot. Oh, fucking shit. Sorry. 1-0 Miami already, 2 minutes in. Martin, what was that goalkeeping from Andre Blake? What was that goalkeeping? 1-0 already for Miami. Terrible goalkeeping. Seriously, this is a joke. That was good long ball, good run from Martinez. But what was Andre Blake doing? And why is that Taylor Twellman just having an orgasm on TV, just like screaming insane about this goal? It wasn't that impressive a goal. It was terrible goalkeeping from Andre Blake. What the heck was that? And why is Taylor Twellman having a fucking orgasm in the middle of the live stream, right? In this commentary? What the heck is going on with this guy? Do you guys hear Taylor Twellman right now? I mean, I have it very low here, but it's like so excited about the goal. It's like, dude, relax. Yeah, it was just terrible goalkeeping. The defense itself wasn't that bad. It was a good line breaking pass, and Joseph Martinez made a good run. I just don't understand what Andre Blake was doing. That would have been a fairly easy save. And Taylor Twellman finally ended his 15-second orgasm on TV after Joseph Martinez scored. And here comes Philly. Gazdag. Oh, okay. Nothing. Oh, and they let Messi know they get it back. Get out of Messi. Aaron Long for 2026 saying Jesus Ferreira is going to play in La Liga, clear of Balogun. It's not confirmed that he's going to play in La Liga. It hasn't been confirmed. It seems like Jesus has an offer, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully he does go to La Liga, to be fair. Hopefully he does go to La Liga. And everyone, if you just tuned in, hit the like button. Anyone asking where to watch it, you have to get it on Apple or find one of those illegal streams that can give your computer AIDS. Yeah, this is a good point right here. Who put it right here? Suma is saying, I've never seen Blake position like that ever. No, Andre Blake is a brilliant goalkeeper. He's probably the best goalkeeper in MLS. That's why I keep saying I think this shit is rigged. That's why I think it's rigged. Like it almost felt like Andre Blake wanted them to score. It's ridiculous. I've never seen Andre Blake do that. There's something wrong. There's something off about this League's Cup. Something very off. Cole, hey Cole, what's up? What's going on with Pete? Pete is sick. He said he might jump into the stream for a little bit, but his throat is killing him. He's just sick. In regards to the videos, he'll explain, but all that he did was just say he had to take down the videos because of the Bet Online thing that I told you as a way to, it was more like precaution. That's probably the best way to put it. Precaution. You see, I'm gonna tweet that because watching, looking at Andre Blake's positioning, it makes me wonder if it isn't rigged. Yeah, but seriously, when you look at that goal, it's Pete's here actually. Hey Pete,
Hey man, how's it going?
I'm good by your throat.
Slowly getting better. Slowly. Can't stay super long, but thought I'd come in and say hi at least.
Yeah, Cole even asked what's going on with Pete. I said that you're sick, and then in regards to the video, it was because of what happened to me. It was more of like precaution.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess how many people are in the chat now? You have enough people?
250.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, you guys know what happened to TAC because of Bet Online, YouTube's arbitrary standards of like, oh, Philly saved.
Ooh.
Oh, damn, that was close. But yeah, so because of what happened to TAC and because YouTube is unpredictable and sometimes punitive, I thought I made a judgment call and I said the best thing to do in order to prevent both of our, because if one of our channels gets like disappears, it's okay. The other one of us can help the other one get a new channel, you know what I mean? But if both of us go missing, that's a problem. So yeah, I mean, it sucked having to do that because there was a lot of work down the tubes. But if I thought my options were that or losing my YouTube channel altogether, then that was kind of the judgment call that I made.
Yeah, and
then
it
I
was
got laryngitis. So
yeah, and it was also in the middle of when I was trying to figure out what exactly was happening. So it was more of just like just do it just to not have an issue. We don't know.
yeah,
And then that's pretty much it. And then Pete is screwed over with his throat now.
yeah. I mean, that'll go away. Like that'll be
Did
fine.
you see the goal?
I didn't. What happened?
Andre Blake's positioning was bizarre. So someone, I don't know who from Inter Miami, made a nice line breaking pass, and then Joseph Martinez comes into the edge of the box, and he has a shot that wasn't that good of a shot, but Andre Blake's positioning was like completely off. Very weird.
Like, where was he? Where was he?
He was like too close to one side of the post when the ball wasn't really near the corner. So when Martinez shot, the ball wasn't so wide and he couldn't reach it.
I mean, I
It's
guess
hard
I'd
to
have to see it.
describe it. When you
Yeah.
see it, you're like, that was just awkward.
Yeah, I didn't see it, so it's hard to comment on it, but I'm sure Don Garber is happy.
Yeah. How do I say it's Ben Kremaski?
Kremaski,
Kremaski. Ben
as
Kremaski.
I understand it. I used to say Ben Kremanshi. I don't know why.
Ben
Somehow I
Kremaski.
thought there was an N in there, but there isn't. It's Ben Kremaski. Apparently, allegedly. If there's somebody in the chat who says I'm wrong, they're probably right because that's what I remember, but I get names wrong all the time. So
Dixon is saying tax Brazilian side watches MLS and hates Leo. I don't hate Lionel Messi. I don't hate Lionel Messi. I'm just still. You did a live watch along for the Orlando game. That game was so full of shit. They completely rigged it from, even though Miami was better, the penalty kick was ridiculous. That's the first thing.
I think the penalty kick was questionable, but not any more questionable than Wolves versus Man United last weekend. Like, there are bad calls happen in every league. I don't see enough bad calls on Miami right now or enough good calls that favor Miami in order to like say there's a conspiracy.
Yeah, just the Orlando game. I can't really get over that right now. The game was 1-1 at the time.
But you're also an Orlando fan, right? So
And
you might be biased.
then there's also what's his name? I mean, Dallas should have won if it wasn't for Jesus missing a one-on-one, right?
Which they
That was
cut from the highlights.
they did. I know I showed that to everyone. They and the funny part of it, let me get this out. The funny part of it is some people are saying, well, it's not really a highlight. It's a freaking one-on-one. Of course it's a highlight
That is
with the goalkeeper.
100% a highlight, a missed opportunity. And it wasn't like he shot and missed. He was 1v1 with the goalkeeper,
He didn't shoot.
hesitated, and the defender came and stole the ball off of him and started an attack. Like, that is like, now he's going to La Liga. I'm like, stop.
I'm all for it. Go. Like the thing with Jesus going to La Liga, at least for me and you as USMNT fans here on YouTube, it's just a win for us because if he goes and he succeeds, we get a La Liga player. His quality is gonna go. He's gonna become better, get better experience against better players too. If he fails, we were just right about it. So it's just a win-win. I hope he goes to La Liga. Obviously, I prefer that he goes and succeeds because the more depth, the better. But at this point, I don't care anymore. And Jesus fans are freaking crazy.
I'll say this. Good for him for pushing, if he goes. Good for him for pushing himself, because anybody who know Greg Berhalter knows if you go to Europe and you're not like a starting 11 caliber player, your chances of getting called up are significantly less, right, than if you stay in MLS. Greg loves his MLS boys. So good for him for pushing himself. Personally, I think the jump from MLS to La Liga is way too big of a jump for him. For example, who is that NYCFC striker who
Tati
went to
Castellanos.
Tati, who is a much better player than Ferreira has ever been. You know, he was fine in his first year in La Liga. He wasn't tearing it up. He was fine. Like, he was okay. And he's a significantly better player than Ferreira has ever been. So I think Ferreira could struggle. No, I think Ferreira will struggle in his first year or two and may even need to get a loan somewhere, because I think that jump from MLS to La Liga is massive, just massive.
If it's true, right? Because we also heard he was going to go to Napoli. We heard he was going to Arsenal,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we'll see. R. Lubin is saying there were some reports in Argentina saying that Scaloni didn't just go to the last Inter Miami game for Messi, but also to scout Kremaski. Ben Kremaski. Should we be concerned? I don't really believe that he went there to scout Ben Kremaski. That's my opinion. He's the senior team player. He's not looking at
He's
Ben
nowhere near
Kremaski.
ready.
Yeah.
Maybe Argentina's U20s,
Yeah,
which he was already called up to.
if the
But he didn't
U20
make their U20 World Cup roster.
No, I don't believe that rumor that Scaloni went there to watch. Scaloni went to see Messi and probably talk to Messi.
Yeah.
It's probably pretty straightforward. That might be just like the guy's agent trying to spice things up to see if the US calls him up, things like that. The Hippo saying, "Will you start watching Al Hilal games now?" Look, I'm not going to make an effort to watch it, but if it's on TV and I have nothing to do, sure, I'll put it on, but I'm not going to make an effort to watch the Saudi league. So probably not. Are you going to watch the Saudi league, Pete?
No. I barely have time to watch the European League and MLS. Like, why would I watch the Saudi League? And the only reason I watch MLS is for the prospects.
Yeah.
A
Also,
couple people saying here real quick that Tati got 4 goals against Madrid. Yeah. But if you look at his overall season, what happened? He got 13 goals. Okay. That was after he spent 6 months there already. Right. So it wasn't even really his first season. 13 goals is good. It's not bad. It's decent. Right. Here comes Martinez. But Tati was the best player in MLS when he left, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think it was Almada. I don't think it was Hani. I think it was Tati Castellanos. Ferreira isn't
Almada wasn't even there actually in MLS, so he was the best.
Well, I don't think Ferreira is even a top 10 player in MLS right now. So it's a very different world. If Tati, who was lights out in MLS, only, was okay in La Liga, I think Ferreira's going to struggle.
I just don't think Jesus has the tools to succeed in a league like that.
I would prefer Eredivisie or Belgium. Probably more Belgium, to be honest, but they can't afford him. So I mean, good for him. Good for if he goes. I will applaud the move because he's pushing himself.
Mhm. Okay, the game Skizno, right? That's how you say it? Skizno. I think I got
Schizo.
it. Schizo. The game Schizo saying it's just typical crap CONCACAF refs. Rig's a bit of a stretch, in my opinion. Also, glad you're back, Tech. Yeah, I'm glad to be back too. You could be right. Maybe I'm overreacting to it being rigged. Maybe it's just shit refs. It's just shit refs, and it just looks that poor at times. And then Frank saying in the Orlando match, if that occurrence happened at the halfway line, it's a foul. It was soft penalty kick, but it wasn't a crazy call. Yeah, because I do think that refs, the thing with refs is very often they call some silly fouls at the halfway line just to stop the game so they can breathe. That's usually what they do. Uh, but yeah, I agree. No, the thing is, most games they would not call that penalty kick. Most games they wouldn't call it. President Chip saying first year at PSG, Messi had 11 goals. First 8 games here, he has 8 goals. Alexi and 12. No, he doesn't even have 8 games. He has like 5 games and 8 goals.
Yeah, because he didn't play full 90 minutes in a lot of those games. In
The
fact, one
first
game
game,
he was a sub.
yeah, the first game he played like 30 minutes.
No, my
Uh,
favorite thing that's going on right now is every time he scores a goal in League's Cup, they struggle to try to find a goal that he scored like that somewhere else in an effort to say it's not that MLS is so bad, it's that Messi is so good. What they consistently ignore is that usually in all of those clips, the quality of the defending is completely different, right? Like that one he scored against Atlanta, that they got this goal he scored against Lille. And there's like 4 defenders actively trying to stop Messi in Lille, but then for Atlanta, they're just standing there. He has about 8 to 12 yards of space all around him in a 360 degree. So it's the quality of the defending in MLS is
did
a
you
big
see his goal
problem.
against Charlotte where he just kind of like jogs into the
Yeah, he
box?
doesn't even have to try. And you have to remember also, you can't compare. This is not prime Messi. Yes, I know he won a World Cup 6 months ago, but this is anybody who says this is prime Messi is out of their mind. The dude is 36 years old or 37, I believe. And for the last 2 years at PSG, you've seen his levels drop a little bit. He's still a great player, but he's not, you know, he's not the Messi of old that was at Barcelona. And anybody who thinks that is crazy. So for a 36-year-old Messi, who's kind of been on the decline the last 2 years, is just walking around MLS without even trying and is like easily the best player.
He's also in preseason form.
Yeah.
Come on,
Now,
Philly. Come on,
here's the
Philly.
question. Can he help Inter Miami make the playoffs?
Oh, help? Yes, he can help them for sure. Will they make it? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Will they
Yeah.
make the playoffs? If they win every game, they have 12 games left. They're last in the conference. If they win every game, you're talking 36 points. They could easily do it. Now, I doubt they're going to win every game, but
President Chip, I'll say Alexi and Twelman need to shut up and realize MLS defenses suck. They're delusional. Look, Twelman pretty much works for MLS right now, so we can't tell
yeah.
him to shut up. He can't do anything about it. In regards to
Oh
Andre
my
Blake, are
God,
you
Messi.
kidding me?
Oh my God, Messi. What the
How much did they pay Andre Blake?
What was that? Dude, he shot from like 50 yards. That is his 9th goal.
He let Messi score that.
Okay, watch it on replay first. That's a stretch, Tack. Why would he let Messi play?
I mean, I
Score.
would let Messi score if I'm the goalkeeper,
What? Why?
just so I can tell my grandchildren like that Messi scored on me.
Wouldn't you want to tell your grandkids you kept him out?
Nah, no one cares about that.
All right, let's watch this. Come on,
Yeah, I
show
gotta.
the replay. I hate how long fucking
Taylor
Apple.
Twelman is having an orgasm again.
Of course he is.
I need to see the replay here. So
Okay, so
Martinez
Martinez,
gets
he takes
fouled
so
very
fucking
hard.
long to get to the replay.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
fucking Apple here. Let's see. So Martinez got fouled very hard, actually. And then Messi just walked with the ball like 20 yards. No one. Nah, man, you from that distance, I'm sorry, you have to stop that. That's again poor
Okay,
positioning.
dude, having a poor moment is not letting him score, though.
It's the
His
second one.
positioning was poor on the original ball, but I would not say he let Messi score. It's definitely poor keeping. There's no doubt about it. It's terrible keeping.
For the second time in the game.
Yeah, but that's not letting him score. Also, nobody challenged Messi. He just walked. He walked into a dangerous area and had a strike from distance.
You need to see the first goal. You're going to see also Andre Blake messing up once
Is it
again.
on Twitter? I want to see it. I can't find it on Twitter.
Dude, Andre Blake just cost the game for Philly. Seriously.
It
Karl
seemed like he
Marx.
got caught flat-footed when he struck it, and he was leaning to the right. So by the time he set his feet in an ability, in a position to be able to spring, he was poorly positioned, and then slow to reset his feet.
For the second time in the game.
Yeah. Which
But
is
I'll tell you one
unusual
thing, Pete.
because Blake is one of the better keepers in MLS.
He's the best goalkeeper, one can say, maybe.
Generally, he's probably top 3. I don't know if he's the best, but yeah, it's not. This is very unusual for Blake. Very unusual.
No, and you'll see the first goal. It was actually worse than that Messi one. The positioning was far more awkward.
Oh, really?
And Karl Marx saying he missed both us. Thank you, Karl. Thank you, Karl Marx, for being generous here. Riddler is saying Blake is throwing the game away, rigged. It does feel like that to me. It does feel like Andre Blake is on. I'm just going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And I'm just going to say that Andre Blake is having an off day, which is not very common, but he decided to have an off day today.
It's not a good day. An off day for sure. Timing is poor.
Chris Brady better than Andre Blake? No.
I love me Brady, but that's a stretch.
No, Andre Blake is closer to a Matt Turner than Chris Brady is to Andre Blake. Yeah, man, Andre. I was literally counting on Andre Blake to have a good game. Also, I want to say one thing, Pete. When we talk about MLS defending today, there's no because when Atlanta sucked the game you mentioned, the excuse was that Atlanta was a bad defense in MLS in general.
Yeah.
They were a bad MLS defense.
Yeah.
This right here is arguably the best defense in MLS. This is the team that in the past 3 to 4 seasons, they've always been top 3 defenses in MLS.
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
And it wasn't just the keeping. I didn't see the first goal, but on that second goal, the defending was awful too.
It wasn't terrible defending in the first goal. It was a good line breaking pass, and then Martinez got the shot off in a position that normally no one scores. That's the thing.
I don't understand why nobody gets close. Did you see just now Messi as he turned with the ball? Jack Elliott gave him 5 yards of space to turn, and then as soon as he passed the ball to Martinez, Arroyo, and then Bueno goes and fouls him. Why don't you fucking foul Messi? He stamped on him. Shit. He stamped on him. That should be a red card for Bueno.
I think the FBI needs to look into Andre Blake's bank account.
So is it going to be Monterrey, Miami in the final?
Probably.
What's the other
Nashville
semifinal? Yeah, it's Monterrey and who?
Monterrey and Nashville.
Or is this the quarters or the semis?
No, this is semis.
Yeah, I thought so. So it's Monterrey and Nashville. Yeah, it's going to be Monterrey, Miami in the final.
So Fry is better than Andre Blake from the Seattle Sounders? I'd say they're close. They're close, but I give Blake a slight edge, but they're close, right?
Yeah, Fry. I'd say Fry used to be better, but he's a bit older now, um, and he's not. This last 2 seasons, he hasn't been as consistent.
Uh, Vegas Gunner has a question. Tack, I've been watching the Colombian League through a free VIX subscription from T-Mobile. How do you think that league compares to MLS from top to bottom? Which league sends more players to Europe? Well, in terms of amount, MLS sends more to Europe than the Colombian League right now. I do think the Colombian League does send some players with a higher ceiling, just by looking at some of the players that Colombia has produced in the past few years. In terms of quality, I would say MLS is better than the Colombian League nowadays. Probably the top like two teams in the Colombian League, which I think it's probably Atlético Nacional right now. If you get those top two, they would probably be among the best in MLS. They'll be competing to win it. But outside of that, I think MLS is better than the Colombian League just by looking at the Libertadores. Outside of like Brazil, Argentina, and I guess some Ecuadorian sides, that's it. Now, Palmeiras will play a Colombian team in the quarterfinals of the Libertadores. I watched them. They're terrible. It's something Pereira, the name of the team. If they knock out Palmeiras, then this take right here has aged very poorly. But Vegas, thank you very much for the super chat. But again, I think they send sometimes more quality than MLS to Europe. And the difference between the Colombian League and MLS sending players to Europe is the Colombian League sends players to Europe that they develop. MLS sends players that they develop and players that they buy in South America and resell. Right? If you look at only academy products, I would say the Colombian League sends better players.
Yeah, MLS is probably the fourth best league in the Americas. Take Argentina, Brazil, and Mexico, and then it's probably fourth.
Yeah, I'd say it's fairly close to Mexico these days, though.
It's close, but I still think Mexico's better. People are trying to use Leagues Cup to say we're better than Liga MX. Yeah, but we're all playing at home. If half these teams went down and played these teams in Puebla and Atlas and all these guys, it'd be a different story.
Well, also, we haven't won Leagues Cup yet. Monterrey might win it. If they win it,
True.
the narrative is dead.
Well, the narrative is outside of Tigres and Monterrey and Club America, we're better. And it's like, I don't think that's necessarily true.
No, I think the gap has been closed. Like, there's not that big of a gap between the leagues, but I would say also the top three Liga MX sides, they would be the top three best MLS sides, and then below that, it starts to kind of mix up, right? Where LAFC would probably be better than their fourth best team, starts to mix up a little bit. President Chip is saying, "Oh, here comes Philly, long shot, ooh." Saved because Inter Miami actually has a goalkeeper today, unlike Philadelphia. That just doesn't have a goalkeeper today. Andre Blake's just like everything you shoot at Andre Blake today goes in.
What have you made of Drake Callender? Okay, finish that and then I'll ask you.
I was just to say, I want you to realize that Atlanta beat Philadelphia 2-0. MLS is inconsistent and trash defensively. It's just facts. MLS fanboys can't cope. I'll tell you one thing, though. I don't think that's exclusive to MLS. The Brazilian league has that all the time. Like Palmeiras will beat Flamengo, beat all the top teams, and then lose to freaking like Cuiabá, that's in 15th place.
Well, I mean, that happens in every league, right? Look at
Yeah.
Chelsea getting 11th last year.
Well, but I think he's talking about the inconsistency of leagues. And I keep saying this in terms of parity and consistency, the Brazilian league and MLS are very similar. Like Grêmio won the Libertadores in 2017 and got relegated in like 2020. So it's like literally as if a team won the Champions League in 2017 and got relegated 3 years later in their league. That doesn't happen in Europe.
Right.
You were saying about Drake Callender?
Yeah, like now that you've watched 4 or 5 Inter Miami games, what do you make of him so far?
Not very good.
Not good, huh?
No.
I think he's a good shot stopper, but I don't like him with his feet.
Well, with his feet, he's like most American goalkeepers. But even shot stopping, Pete, the Inter Miami moments where he was, I guess, because the way I like to evaluate goalkeepers' saves are like this: if he makes the save, He makes a save, and then you look at it and you say, if he conceded that goal, would he have blame? And then you say yes. If it's yes, then like, okay, he did his job, which is good. Now, if the answer is no, then he made a brilliant save. And none of the saves he's made from the games I watched, any of them, the answer was no. It was never like, oh, it was a
So you would
brilliant
say
save.
he's competent,
He's
not
competent.
very good.
He seemed more reliable than Sean Johnson so far.
Yeah, but that's not hard.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, in other words, if the third goalkeeper in our ranks was Callender or Johnson, you'd probably take Callender. I would at least.
Yeah, it's still. I'll put it this way: competent. I would still hope that we go to a World Cup game and it's not him starting. So
No. I mean, I don't think anybody honestly can beat Turner for a while. Like, I don't see Horvath challenging Turner. I don't see Stefan challenging Turner. Brady and Gaga are very young still. Like, I think until 2026, unless he has a major dip in form, now that he's going to be starting in the Premier League, I don't see Turner really having any competition.
no, there's no one coming close. It would depend on a lot of these young guys, like you said, Brady, Slonina, developing fairly quick, which usually it doesn't happen with goalkeepers. So,
Or did you see Gaga's first game against Bruges?
yeah, they can see like 5 goals.
Yeah, and it wasn't a greatest first game from him either.
No, uh, but that's good for him. Is he now going to turn 20?
No, it was the right move. I think starting in the Belgian league at his age is still impressive. You know,
No, it's fine. It's a good move for him. And goalkeepers take longer. People like to use Donnarumma as an example, but that's not
yeah,
normal.
or Ramsdale. Those are the only two that like started when they were 18, but it's rare.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's extremely rare. So
Philadelphia.
long as you're playing regular minutes in a professional league at that age, I'm fine. That's like Brady. I'd almost rather Brady just stay in Chicago for a while.
Might as well. You're still playing a professional league and starting. MLS
Well,
doesn't hurt that much.
especially now because Chicago are playing out of the back, then he's getting the right reps. If they were still playing punt ball, then I might feel differently.
Remember when Wayne Rooney said he won't find it easy here? It sounds mad, but players who come here find it's a tough league.
9 goals in how many minutes has he played? Let me look this up.
Wait, he has 9 goals already?
Isn't this his 9th goal?
Yeah, it might actually be.
Or it's something. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's somewhere about.
Yeah, and
Yeah, that's his 9th goal, dude. He has 9 goals and 1 assist.
In what, 4 games, 5 games?
In a grand total of 384 minutes. So in 4 90-minute periods. Oh my God. What on earth? Oh,
That's
was
the
first
replay.
goal. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you saw it?
Like,
did you see it?
Yeah, it was poor positioning for sure. It was very, very poor positioning. Yeah. Both of them were poor.
Dude, and Messi could have had more. He's not taking the penalties.
No, exactly. He could be taking, if he took penalties, he'd have what, 11?
So it's 9 open play goals.
in 4 90-minute periods. Well, okay, 384 plus, let's say, 45 minutes. So in 5 games, he's got 9 goals.
My goodness.
Wait. He's played, before today, he played 384 minutes in Leagues Cup.
Oh, and everyone, if you just tuned in, drop a like in the stream if you haven't already. I can't see how many we have. Thank you very much. It's free. Free is good. Oh, boy. And Neymar going to Al Hilal. Did you see him also in the interview saying how it's a historic club? It's the biggest in Asia. It's like, dude, you didn't even know who they were until the offer arrived.
But, money makes people say things.
Yeah, true. If they pay me $100 million, I'm like, yeah, the Saudi League has always been a dream. I've always wanted to be here.
Imagine if they pay us to leave the USMNT and to only cover Saudi Arabian soccer, so the national team and the league. And they offered us $10 million each over 5 years. We would say, thank you very much, and we would do it, just like everybody in this chat would.
10 million? Oh yeah. I would know their entire starting 11 head to toe.
What's your threshold? Like, at where does it go Nah, I'm not going to do it for that. Like, what's the number that they
So
would have to give you to abandon this and only cover Saudi soccer?
okay, give me a contract length though. What is it like for 4 years? I would have to live there.
Give me, let's say they want you until the 2030 World Cup. So they're offering you 7-year contract. How much per year would you need in order to cover Saudi soccer for the next 7 years?
Would I have to live there?
Yes, because they want you to go to games and be like a figure, like a figure of the sport.
For me to leave the United States and stay
Right.
7 years in Saudi Arabia, they would probably have to pay me at least 3 million to start. 3 million a year to start. I would
Yeah.
not go for a million a year
No,
to
a
live in
million a year is
Saudi
not
Arabia.
good enough.
No, they would have to start for me to consider 3 million. Now, if they hit 10, yes, I'm going right away. 10 million, I'll go.
Yeah. 3 million a year plus add-ons, like no taxes, first of all. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to pay taxes. B, I want housing taken care of. Like, I want somewhere to live that I don't have to pay for. You give me a nice little mansion, somewhere to live where I'm taken care of, a driver, probably a chef, all the good stuff. Heck, for that, I would learn Arabic, I would learn some Arabic. Absolutely.
They're saying you do it for 100K. There is a 0% chance I would
Zero
go to
percent
Saudi Arabia.
chance we would do it for 100K.
There's a 0% chance I would go to Saudi Arabia for. I wouldn't. I honestly wouldn't live there for 7 years for a million. I
No,
wouldn't do it.
no, I wouldn't do it either.
No.
Because 7 million a year, you'd have to live there, so you'd spend a lot of that. That's your prime. These are your prime years, and Saudi Arabia is not a fun place to live.
No, and I would 3 million. We start to talk. 3 million would probably I would probably try to negotiate it up, but at the end of the day, I feel like I would end up folding for 3 million because across 7 years, that's $21 million. So it would be like you can pretty much retire off of that if you invest it correctly.
Yeah. It would have to be fuck you money. You know what I mean? Sorry, can I swear on this? We don't want YouTube coming after us now.
Oh, I already
Watch.
swear a few times, but yeah, YouTube, we don't know what they like or dislike nowadays.
Yeah,
Dude,
watch. We're going to get canceled for having an unpleasant disposition.
they sent me a warning today for a video again.
Wait, what?
And yeah, and then I looked at it, I was like, this video's been deleted. And then just like that's it. I was like, what is going on here? The video's
Oh
not
my
even
God.
there. I couldn't find it. It's like it's not there. It was deleted.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Dude, so they could still delete your channel again.
I mean, they're not going to do it with that one, but that literally happened today with no ad, nothing. And
But if it's
they,
been
they
deleted,
sent like
how can they?
I think it was a bot or a bug or probably from someone that reported a while back. It's like an old report or something that it went through.
Oh, yeah.
But the video's not there. Even when I click to check their warnings, like the video's not there, dude. I can't check it.
Yeah.
Dude, Yedlin's going to be in the next roster.
Oh, he's going to be the captain. Forget Scally, forget Dest. Yedlin's going to be the guy.
It's like, why is he called up? Well, because he's Messi's teammate.
He's Messi's teammate, which makes him automatically. Yedlin, Callender, and Kremaski, and Noah Allen, all four of them are going to be in the roster.
Dude,
I swear to God,
Andre
if Yedlin
Blake.
is there, he will be there. He'll be the third right back. He'll bring Dest and Scally, but he'll bring Yedlin as the third right back or second right back. Because he played Yedlin over Scally at the World Cup. The last act that Greg had was Yedlin over Scally at a World Cup. This is the universe we live in with that bald fraud coming back.
Yeah, the truth is, he brought 4 right backs to the World Cup.
Right? Why?
Yeah, now that you think, the more you think about it, it's crazy. He could have just brought like an extra striker, another like Malik Tillman as an option off the bench, and then he brought Shaq
or another center back, maybe, considering he had Aaron Long. Like, look at all the dead weight we brought to the World Cup, okay? Sean Johnson, dead weight. You never want him to step on the field, right? DeAndre Yedlin, Shaq Moore, Aaron Long, Christian Roldan, Jordan Morris, Jesus Ferreira. Those 7, dead weight out of 26.
I feel like you forgot someone. There was more. I remember doing this once. It was like 9. Let me see.
Well, there was
USMNT.
9 MLS play. Oh, Acosta. Acosta. I forgot Acosta.
That's dead weight
That's
too.
dead weight. So that's 8. There was 9 MLSers. I'm trying to remember who the other one was. Oh, Walker. I don't know if Walker was dead weight, but he was poor.
Yeah, not dead weight, but poor for sure. And then we brought the biggest dead weight of them all, Greg Berhalter.
Yeah. Yeah. Who didn't give. I'm going to be so angry when he's like his first press conference back. Oof. I already feel the rage burning inside me.
He's not going to bring Gio because Gio's injured. That's
Or
the
even if
excuse.
Gio is back, he's going to say he was just injured.
Yeah, he's not going to bring Gio in the
Not
first
going to
one.
bring Gio. Taylor Booth just got injured. CCV just got injured.
Jordan Morris season.
It's Jordan Morris, man. Jordan Morris is his guy.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Game Central saying the Belgium team Sonina plays for barely survived relegation last season. It's expected that he would struggle against Club Brugge. His team is awful. That'll be good because as a goalkeeper, it means he's going to be very busy. That's a good thing.
But can I just say, okay, go ahead.
No, that's all I was going to say.
Oh, I was just, his individual performance was poor. Like, it doesn't matter. It's fine to concede 5 goals, but some of those goals were on him. Like, there was once that he came off his line to try to punch a ball and whiffed on it completely, and the guy headed it in. That's not because you have a bad team. That's on you. So it's not that he got, if you concede 5 goals, but none of them are your fault, then that's on your teammates. But his performance was poor in that game. And that's okay. I'm not knocking him for it. It was his first game and it was the toughest team in the league.
And then S27 saying, will Des go to the Saudi league? I don't know, but it might not be a bad move for him.
He better not. But I wouldn't put it past him.
He'd
be like, so long as I have a rooftop that I can shoot TikTok videos on and a basement that I can work out in, that's all I need. You don't even have to pay me. Just give me some dancers. His next TikTok's video going to be with those sheiks doing the little rap behind.
And I mean, they're going to pay him well. He's going to play a lot. I don't think that's going to go to Saudi Arabia. Let's see. Julian Viva is saying, do you guys think that Jordi Alba's arrival will be bad for Noah Allen since he won't be playing a lot? I don't rate Noah Allen very much, the left back. My expectations on him aren't very high. So for what Inter Miami wants to accomplish, they definitely needed a better left back, and they got one. So, I mean, it could be bad for him, but it might be good for his development to be training with a guy like Jordi Alba that's been playing at the highest level. It might be good for him. Dest, by the way, Dest has to figure it out soon, man. Has to find a team.
I'm kind of mad at Dest, honestly. Like, I know everyone's mad at Barcelona for like, he did this to himself.
Yeah, and he's also the thing with Dest too is like, what is going on with him? Because he goes on and puts that picture on the dungeons of like Camp Nou training in the basement. And then he does those weird TikTok videos, and then he doesn't find a club. Like, if your agent is not finding you a team, he's definitely good enough to find a team.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Just fire your agent. Something's not working there, clearly.
Yeah, but even like he had this weird interview that he did recently, and I remember reading it and getting kind of pissed off because he goes, people say you've accomplished a lot, but really there's even more to accomplish. I was like, what have you accomplished? You have accomplished nothing. I'm sorry. Signing for Barcelona is not it's an accomplishment in a sense, but being successful at Barcelona is an accomplishment. Just getting a contract based on potential. This is the problem sometimes with young players. They think that potential equates success. And, being rated by Barcelona and Milan makes them, and we know the guy's got talent, but that, to me, the way he said it kind of spoke a little bit to his mentality, and it bothered me. I'm not going to lie. The mentality of like, already at Barcelona, I can accomplish more, but like, you haven't accomplished jack shit. Honestly, you haven't. In fact, you failed everywhere you've gone.
I didn't see that interview, but it's kind of funny that you said that he said that, oh, they say I've accomplished so much. It's like, no, you haven't.
It's like, you haven't accomplished anything, dude.
Yeah, that was actually kind of interesting. I didn't know. Berlin Americana is saying get Hoppy's agent. Yeah, that's not going to help Dest. If he gets Hoppy's agent, who knows where he'll end up? Might end up in MLS. R. Lubin saying, I'm worried Barcelona will wait on the deadline day to terminate his contract and screw him. But I think if he's a free agent, he can just sign with anyone if they
Yeah,
terminate.
you're not screwed. If you're a free agent, you can still go.
So he'll be fine if they do that. The thing with Barcelona is if they're planning on terminating, why not just sell him for like 2 million? Get something.
Yeah, or 1 point, like, yeah, anything. Maybe no one wants to pay that, which would surprise me, honestly.
2 million? Nah, there would be like 2 million. Even some MLS teams would be interested.
Usually, if nobody wants you for that price, it has more to do with the player themselves. Like, there's either a rumor, I'm not saying anything, but generally speaking, if nobody wants to pay anything for you and you're that like a national team starter, usually speaks to like, does he have a problem of some kind? I don't know,
Yeah, that's the only explanation because like 2 million and it doesn't make sense for Barcelona to just, oh, there's no offers, let me terminate your contracts. Like, no,
Unless
just
Dest is being stupid and has a really high salary.
it could be that Barcelona accepted some offers and he just doesn't reach an agreement with other teams. So Barcelona's just like, fuck it, let me terminate this and you can
Then
figure it
he's an
out.
idiot. Honestly, if he's not willing to cut his salary in half, then he's an idiot.
That could be. That could be. Yeah, Inter Miami ain't losing this one, dude. I just don't see it happening. The game that they could have lost and should have lost and would have lost if Jesus could finish, not even finish, right? If Jesus just finished, just
Yeah,
shot the
it
ball.
wasn't even fit. It was an open goal, and he had so much time, and he just dawdled and dawdled and dawdled, and then the guy, he didn't even clear it or tackle him or block the shot. He stole it off of him, pushed him out of the way, and started an attack. It was like the dumbest thing.
It seemed like a kid.
Yeah.
And everyone, if you could get the likes up, let's try to hit 300 likes in the
Oh,
stream. And here
oh,
comes Messi. Oh,
game
no, it's not
over.
Messi.
It's not
That's
Messi,
not
no.
Messi. It's Jordi Alba.
Alba. It's game over.
Oh, shoot.
MLS defending, bro. MLS defending. Like,
These guys that played their entire careers in Barcelona are having an easy time.
and they're all old men. They're ancient. This isn't prime. They're not in their primes.
And they're playing with a bad team. Their teammates are bad. The Inter Miami teammates are bad.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
put that
Oh, yeah.
pass?
They're terrible. DeAndre Yedlin, Arroyo, Krzysztof, Kamal Miller, the Canadian. It's three
No,
good
yeah.
players, one prospect. Joseph Martinez is okay. It's three good players, a decent, mediocre player, because that's what he is on a global stage, let's be honest, right? One prospect and a bunch of scrubs who would be, baggage handlers at the airport in most of Europe.
R. Lubin and then Ben Shapiro again. Des should come to MLS and
Ben
promote.
Shapiro
Dude,
doing it hard.
the thing is, after I found out that Brett Oppenheim was actually Brett Oppenheim in the live chat, I I was like, maybe it is Ben Shapiro. Who knows? Watch it be Ben Shapiro. He just like DMs me one day, like very angry.
Asks
He's
to
like,
come on the channel.
yeah.
Here,
He's like,
here's the thing about soccer in the United States that people don't understand. It's important to have a product that people can be excited about. that's how
he's
he
like,
would talk.
facts don't care about your feelings. You're just gonna keep repeating that shit.
The facts are this: if you score more goals, you're going to win. The team that scores the less amount of goals shouldn't win. And there are people today that are saying if you score fewer goals, you should win because we need to give opportunity to everybody. And that's just nonsense. That's how he would talk.
Watch it actually be Ben Shapiro, and he's like offended by what we're doing. Nah,
We are not the first people to say that. Believe me.
yeah. Saying no, this should not go to MLS, Ben. They should not go to MLS.
Sorry, Ben.
By the way, one debate that came back to life after Neymar went to Saudi Arabia. Neymar or Ronaldinho? Who was the better player?
I for me it hasn't changed. Ronaldinho was the more talented player, but Neymar is the more effective player over time.
And more complete.
I don't know if he's necessarily more complete. What do you mean by that? Like, what do you think Ney has that Dino didn't have?
So one thing, Ronaldinho didn't really use his left foot because that he was pretty much a righty, always
Mhm,
righty. Rarely
mhm.
saw him use his left foot. He could use it, of course. He's so good. He could. Neymar actually, you won't notice when he's using his left or his right. It doesn't
Right.
really matter. Neymar can score off headers, believe it or not. I've seen it multiple times. Ronaldinho didn't have that. I also think Neymar has a much larger killer instinct in front of the goal. He'll give you
That's
more
what I
goals.
mean. More effective.
Yeah, so overall he's better. But then when it comes to, for example, pure magic,
Magic.
talent,
Yeah.
Ronaldinho had that more. Even though Neymar has that a lot, Ronaldinho was just in a whole
Another
different
level.
level.
Like Ronaldinho could make anybody fall in love with the game just by watching him play.
Yeah, I just think that, and people forget too that Ronaldinho's. We're talking about Neymar's decline of him going to Saudi Arabia at age 31. He's going for the money. It's not really because he's declining. Coming into the World Cup, Neymar was probably the best player in the world, or second or third. Like coming into the World Cup, the way he was playing, which was 6 months ago. The
Yeah.
problem is Neymar's not as committed as he used to be. But
Well,
Ronaldinho's decline was at age 29. He went back to Brazil at age 29.
the problem with both Dino and Neymar is they could have been Messi, Ronaldo levels, both of them. But they just both love partying too much.
Yeah,
Neymar just wants to
Ronaldinho
enjoy.
maybe a
It's
bit
the difference
more.
between Brazilians and Argentines, right? Argentines are a lot more like Europeans, in my opinion. Tell me if I'm wrong. This is my
Was
theory.
Maradona Brazilian then?
Maradona is the exception. But generally speaking, you look at Argentines, they also become coaches, right? After they retire, they go and they become like Argentina produces a lot of world-class coaches. Where's all the Brazilian coaches coaching in Europe?
We don't have any.
Don't have any. I think when they're done, they're just like, why would I work? I'm a billionaire. I'm a multimillionaire. I want to enjoy life. Whereas Argentines are a little more like, now I want to achieve more. I want to study the game. I want to become a coach. I want, you know what I mean? Just different mentalities.
So I think the best way to describe Argentina and Brazil's differences, and that was a friend of mine, Fede. He's Argentine, and he described it perfectly. I was at the channel Rabona TV when Brazil and Argentina were going to play in the Copa America, and then he asked us to describe, and I think Fede put it the best way possible. He said the best way to differentiate Brazil from Argentina is with music. Right? You go to Argentina, music and dance. Argentina, you dance tango, right? Tango, which is more of like a serious dance, sometimes sad. It's more of like an adult dance. While when you go to Brazil, it's samba, which is
It's
like
happy.
everyone's like dancing, just like happy, just like
Yeah.
playing noise. And then he said, "You want to see what Brazil looks like? You want to see what Argentina looks like? You look at an Argentine coach. They're always wearing a suit, always elegant. And when you think of Brazil, you think of Ronaldinho drinking a beer at the beach, juggling a soccer ball, and nutmegging people that walk by. So that's the best way to describe it. While Argentina tries more to copy a European model because we have this joke in South America that what is it again that they say? I might not say it accurately, but it's something like this: the people from Argentina, they dress like they're Italian, they talk as if they're British, and they act as if they're French, but they're all South American. That's how we talk about
Also,
Argentina.
aren't they kind of the snobs of South America? Like, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, quite a bit, right? The president of Argentina, not the current one, I think the one before, he said something like Argentines came from the boats of Europe and Brazilians came from the jungle of the Amazon. He literally said that 2 or 3 years
Wow.
ago.
Wow.
So
I
that's
mean,
a bit
is
of
he wrong?
completely. We came from Portugal.
Yeah. That's what doesn't make any sense.
He is wrong.
Like
Like Brazil was colonized by
Argentina was
Portugal,
Spain and Italy, mostly
and then
Spain,
the Nazis that got there.
and then the Nazis that came, and
It's like
then
what?
Brazil was all Portuguese.
Yeah, And I guess like there were indigenous tribes there too. Like so did here in the United
Yeah, but
States, North
there was
America,
indigenous tribes in
Mexico.
Argentina also. It wasn't just a
Yeah.
barren wasteland.
Well, not anymore, right? The Nazis don't want them there. Don't get me banned, YouTube. Don't get me banned. Uh, Pete, this is a good one for you. Thoughts on Kremaski?
So, I mean, I don't think he's good enough for Argentina. Like, he's 18 now and he's starting and he's playing well and he's a good player. But I mean, to play for Argentina, you have to be like, how many Kremaskis are there in Argentina right now in the Argentine league?
At least 5 at the Vélez Academy.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Like, I think he has, I don't even know if he has a shot to pick the US. Like, you have to remember the position that Kremaski plays is a 10. Look who his competition for the 10 is: Gio Reyna, Malik Tillman, Paxton Aronson, Diego Luna, Alejandro Alvarado, potentially Nico Shakiris if he continues to develop. There's just
well, and all the players that are a bit older, like Gio Reyna. Well, you
yeah, I
mentioned
said
Gio. Yeah, you
Gio and
mentioned.
Malik already. Even like
Yeah,
a Luca can play the 10. So the amount of competition he has, even for the US, is very tough. Taylor Booth can play the 10. I don't know if Greg will let him, but yeah, those guys are as good, if not better, than Kremaski right now. So when you watch Kremaski play, there's some talent there, but I don't know if he'll even be good enough to be for the US. Even less so when you're talking about, Argentina.
yeah, he can maybe develop and be good enough for the United States. Argentina is a whole different level. Right? We're talking about the national team that just won the World Cup. And if you remove Messi from Argentina, they probably wouldn't have won it, but they're still title contenders, right? So that's the level
Yeah, go ahead.
that's the level we're talking about. So it's not he's not showing signs, and even in MLS, right? How old is Thiago Almada? Look at the level Thiago Almada can play. How old is Almada compared to I know he's
Armada's like
older.
21, 22.
Yeah, 21. Do you think Ben Kremaski will get to Almada's level? Maybe not even. That's the thing.
No, I don't think so.
Karl Marx is saying Ronaldinho, Ballon d'Or, World Cup, Champions League, multiple wives. What's your argument? So my argument, Ronaldinho, Ballon d'Or. He didn't play in the Messi, Ronaldo era. That's one thing. That's the first thing. World Cup. Yes, Ronaldinho was key, but he played in a better generation than Neymar. That's not debatable. He had Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Cafu, Roberto Carlos, all of them with him in Brazil. But again, Ronaldinho was also key. Champions League, Neymar won the Champions League too. Same thing. Multiple wives. I think Neymar and Ronaldinho have a good share of women here and there. Didn't Neymar just cheat on his pregnant girlfriend and had to he put a post on Instagram apologizing, and his dad thought it was like a wedding proposal and he put congratulations. You didn't see that with the heart? You missed that? He put like this big post with a picture of him and his pregnant girlfriend. It was like a very nice picture, beautiful picture. I think his dad got lazy and didn't want to read everything.
He's like
And
TLDR.
he's like put a heart. He's like, congratulations, like just telling how he like cheated on his girlfriend.
That's like Weston McKennie's dad. Like that's something McKennie's dad would do.
Well, Neymar's dad was too busy closing $1 billion contract, though.
He should have just put congrats, TLDR.
Dave Valensky saying nothing against the Saudi people, but when it comes to the Saudi government, that's the reason why I will not be following the Saudi league and any form of entertainment that Saudis own. So I respect that people can do whatever they want. It's not really. I just think if we look towards that in life, there's a lot of things that we have to stop doing then that we do. If we look at it from that perspective, I don't really support probably like 90% of the shit their government does. I'm saying 90% because I don't know everything. But I mean, I would still watch it if it's on TV, but I'm not going to make any effort. I'm not going to pay to watch it either. If it's in a subscription. What's up, Pete?
Also, what percentage makes it tipped off to where you can't watch their league? Like, I don't support probably 60% of what the U.S. government does. So does that mean I can't watch MLS? Like, give you any government in the world.
Dude, you just gave me a great excuse to not watch MLS.
Yeah, just be like, sorry, I
I don't
don't support
support.
the
I'm just
American
gonna go.
government.
You know what? I don't really support what my government does. I'm not gonna watch Major League Soccer. But no, but Dave, we don't mean to make fun of your position in regards to that. That's fine. I'm just saying that I also think that as a soccer fan, if you've been a soccer fan in a country with an actual soccer culture, people don't really care that much. There'll be kids that will watch it because they want to follow the specific player. But like I'm here in the United States, and the team that I watch the most is still Palmeiras, more than any team in the world. So some things don't change. It doesn't matter if the team is crap or not. That's your team. But my only concern is if the Saudi league is able to sustain it for like 10 to 15 years, which I don't think the investment will continue for that long, it could become a highly viewed league because the Premier League wasn't the most watched league in the 90s. It was the Italian league, right? The Serie A, because it had the best players.
Yeah, but but
So,
but I mean that's very different than the Saudi league. The problem is the Champions League too, right? It doesn't matter how good your league is. If you're not in Champions League, you're nothing.
yeah, it's but a lot of people are not gonna watch the Saudi league because they also don't agree with the government. I think there's a lot of people that do that. There were people talking about that with the World Cup in Qatar, which
I mean,
also,
I'm just not going to watch it because it's not interesting to me.
oh,
Like
that's my reasoning too.
watching these guys go there and just play for obscene money. You think any of them are going to care? Do you think there's going to be any real stakes or like pressure on them? Like what? It's like
No,
it's tiring. All of them.
no, there's no. And the thing is, like when Neymar goes and plays for Barcelona, that's his childhood dream. He's gonna do everything he can to be successful. There's gonna be like emotions to it. Dude, Neymar, if he loses in the first round of the Asian Champions League, he doesn't give a flying crap at this
Well,
point.
it's going to be like MLS. If he walks out of the stadium after playing like shit and they lose, people are going to be dying to have photos with him. Like, I mean, yes, don't get me wrong. The Saudi fans are very passionate about their league. Very. But it's still Neymar. It's still Ronaldo. They have an odd game. No one's going to get on their back. No one's going to be putting signs outside their bus the way the Leeds fans just did for all the players that left. Like, there's not going to be any pressure, any expectation. It's a festival. It's like MLS. It's like Messi coming to MLS. It's like a festival of soccer. It's like Carnival, you know? Look what Messi can do. Nobody really touches him. We don't really defend. It's just a platform for people to pay money to watch Messi show off some soccer skills without any real stakes or meaningful consequences around it. That's still the same with Saudi Arabia, right? No one's sitting there going, if Ronaldo doesn't show up, there's going to be real pressure on him. No, he's here. We're watching the world is watching because he's here. So we don't care. Even if he's not that good, it's okay. It still gives us talking points. Like it's Carnival soccer, you know?
Pete, I got something for you.
What's that?
Jason Christ. Do you want me to tell you something about Jason
No.
Christ?
Did he get hired in Berhalter's staff?
Oh, no, you're gonna love this one. Let me just finish the super chat, and I'm gonna tell you
Okay.
one thing about Jason Christ. Try not to laugh too much. But S27 is saying Thiago Silva should become the coach for Brazil. Brazil's coach is gonna be Ancelotti, but he's gonna take over for the Copa America. It's gonna be Ancelotti. Dob is saying FCB Barcelona, I believe that's what he's saying. Trifecta is clowning this kickball league. Oh, Jordi Alba, Busquets, and Lionel Messi. Yeah, and this is not their prime, as Pete has said 200 times in the stream. It's not their prime, and they're still completely clowning a lot of these
Yeah,
guys.
Busquets is 35.
Well, and the Union, as I said, are supposed to be the best defense in the league or among the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
Johnny is saying MLS watchers unite. Who are the MLS watchers here? I think most people here should be MLS watchers. And Fernando Chavez is saying, I'll be moving to the United States soon. Is there any way to watch the Brasileirão? Vai Corinthians. Oh, you're a Corinthians fan? Yes, Fernando, when you're here, all you have to do is sign up to Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus has all the Brasileirão games, all of the games. Paramount Plus. And you also get the Champions League. So Paramount Plus to me is the best subscription right now. I get the Champions League, get some good movies here and there, and I watch the Brazilian League as well. So when you're here, get the Brasileirão at Paramount Plus, and Paramount Plus should have paid me for that advertisement right there. Pete, Jason Christ, I'm going to read this for you. Everyone pay attention. Back in 2014, Jason Kreis said, I firmly believe that if you put Lionel Messi on the worst team in Major League Soccer, they would still be the worst team in Major League Soccer.
This man cannot stop taking L's. Like even when he's not involved, his past is still giving him L's. Like what? They literally probably going to win. They're going to make it to the final for sure, right? They went from being last in the league. Of course, we haven't seen him in the league yet, so let's see how they look like in the league. But he's beaten a bunch of MLS teams: Atlanta, Philly, Dallas, Charlotte.
Dude, and this is in 2014. That was like prime Messi.
Yeah.
And MLS was worse.
And MLS was way worse.
Yes.
Way worse.
Messi would score 3 goals a game that time.
3 goals a game, and they'd have to make a rule. You have to tie one of his legs up behind his back so he can only hop. And he'd still score every goal, at least once.
I'm pretty sure in 2014, Messi was averaging over a goal per game in La Liga and the Champions League.
Did you retweet that, by the way?
Yes, it's there. You can see Jason Kreis.
I got some shit to say about that.
Jason Kreis, man. And people, sometimes they ask here at the channel, it's like, why do you have beef with Jason Kreis? There is another reason of the multiple reasons I have beef with Jason Kreis. It's always Jason Kreis, man. And when he coached Orlando, he was also not good. He coached Orlando. And he was probably the reason we didn't make it to the Olympics.
Is he still? Here's my question. He was that guy's assistant, BJ.
Phil Neville?
No, Jason was.
No, he was Phil Neville's assistant.
Jason, yes, but then after Phil Neville got fired for the Gold Cup, Jason Kreis was BJ's assistant. So when Anthony Hudson left, now that Berhalter's back, is Jason Kreis still going to be his assistant?
And you know what's funny? Jason Kreis was pretty much fired because of Messi, right? Messi didn't really want Phil Neville.
Messi was like, who's this? This is Jason. This Beckham. This is Beckham talking to Messi about Jason Kreis. Okay. All right. Cheers, Leo. Yeah. So it's lovely. We're gonna have this guy, Jason. I don't know if you know him. He's a good guy. Good coach. Right. He knows my mate Phil. Phil's got to go because he's crap, but I still love him. But we think this guy, Jason, could maybe do an all right job. He hasn't been successful since 2009, where there was like 6 teams in MLS, and he was pretty good back then. But other than that, not so much. But he's a good lad. He's got a great haircut. And then Leo, for me, I think we should get somebody who have a success, some possibilities.
Why does Leo sound like Pep Guardiola?
I don't know.
Because he played for him for too long, so it just like sounds like
probably Pep. It's my I've been doing Pep for too long to become better. All right. What about this guy Tata? Who? Oh yeah, Tata. I know Tata. Okay, Argentine coach. Okay, no problem. Yeah, all right. Let's get Tata. Sorry, Jason, but don't worry. I've called up me mate Don, and Don's talked to the brother of Greg Berhalter, who's his number 2 now. His name is, what's his name? I don't know, but his last name's Berhalter. And he's going to get you a job with the national team because they like you a lot and your hairstyles.
Jason Kreis has the hairstyle of a U.S. soccer dad coach.
Yes. Yes.
He puts like
whenever you see on Twitter,
the sunglasses on the forehead, you got to put those.
Yeah. Whenever you see on Twitter somebody with like a soccer dad in their name, that's how I picture them. I picture them as Jason Kreis.
Dude, this is crazy that Jason Kreis said that, because literally MLS was terrible in 2014. Wasn't that when Insigne was like tearing the league apart? Not Insigne, Jovinko. When was Jovinko in MLS? When was he tearing the league apart?
Jovinko was about 2015.
So it was about that, right? Yeah, it was. So
or 2015 he joined, and then I think he stayed until about 2018 or 19.
Okay, so Jovinko joined the year after, which MLS improved every year. So he joined when MLS was better than when Jason Kreis said that.
Yes, and Giovinco took Toronto from being one of the worst teams in the league to making 3 finals in a row and winning it twice.
Dude, If you don't even need to put Messi in the worst team in the league. If you put freaking Christian Pulisic in the worst team of the league in MLS, it'll probably automatically make the playoffs.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Easily.
It doesn't have to be
Pulisic would
Messi.
score. Pulisic would score at least 30 goals a season in MLS. At least.
It's like Billy Benassi saying, if you want to know what sports are about, watch MLS. What does he mean?
I'm confused.
Billy, I don't know what you meant there. Dude, the thing MLS made Jovinko look like Messi.
It's true. It's true. He used to win games for Toronto all by himself.
Yeah.
Giovinco used to take the ball like near the halfway line and just dribble and start going, boing, boing, boing. And then people would like foul him and then he'd score the free kicks.
Dude, Jason freaking Christ, man. Jason Christ. Jason Christ. Dude, the funny part is like, well, many people might remember here too. It's like when we started before that, but the first camp that we really worked together in the U.S. men's national team was the Olympic qualifying with Jason Christ. And we were just bitching about Jason Christ the whole time.
Oh my God. And this was after he'd failed at New York, failed at Orlando, and then he got that job, failed there too. Then went and got the Inter Miami assistant job, failed there as well. Went and did the Gold Cup as an assistant, failed there too. Like this man has nothing. And the worst thing about Jason Christ is you could tell his mentality is that of a loser. Do you remember after the Olympics failure, he said, these boys have to learn that more often in life, you're going to lose than you win. This is our coach of our under 23 Olympic national team telling guys you're just going to lose more often than you win. That's just life. That is the mentality of a loser. And that guy should be nowhere near the national team. Nowhere. You know the reason why he failed more than he won is because he's in a corrupt nepotistic system where cronyism and who you're friends with matters. So he keeps getting jobs he doesn't deserve and he's not qualified for. So of course he keeps failing. Like if he became a gardener, maybe he would stop failing. Or something else, a front ticket salesperson for, Inter Miami, where you can just sell lots of tickets.
I would not let him be a gardener here.
It's true. Yeah, that might mean you might be fair. Might be a fair point.
He seems like he looks like an assistant football coach, American football coach, assistant also.
Watch, he's going to be Berhalter's number 2. Him and BJ.
Yeah, BJ looks like a football coach, and then Jason Christ looks like the assistant. By football, I mean soccer. No, not soccer, sorry. By football, I mean like American football.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, boy, it's just...
If we start our own NFL team, where BJ Callahan was the head coach and Jason Christ was the assistant.
What is the guy's like? Who is this Jesus Christ y'all talking? We're not talking about Jesus Christ. It's Jason Christ.
Jason Christ and Jesus Ferreira.
Yeah, no one's talking about Jesus Christ here, dude.
Oh Lord,
I can feel it. Messi's gonna get another goal in this game.
Oh yeah, probably. That'll take him up to 10 goals.
Jack's asking, what are the odds that we recruit Luca Coleosho? I think the only odds of us recruiting him is if he's not good enough for Italy, then we might be able to get him. He accepted the Italy call-up to a U20 tournament that provisionally cap-tied him. So
he would have to file a one-time switch.
Yeah,
and
which means
he's got Italy knocking. Like,
oh, here comes Messi. Here comes Messi.
Here we go.
Oh, the thing is, the other players just can't read the game like Messi. That's another.
Yeah. Well, you know who used to complain about that in Chicago? Schweinsteiger. He would be like, you have to understand, sometimes I'm seeing the pass and I want to make the pass, but nobody in this team can read what's happening, so they cannot even anticipate that I'm going to make this pass. So it makes it very difficult for me.
That was Messi right there. Because Messi, the thing with Messi is all they have to do is sign Luis Suarez on the offseason. And even Luis Suarez, not 100%, he at least can combine with Messi. That's the thing.
Dude, Suarez would destroy this league with the defending.
He's struggling a bit in Brazil because of his knee. He's having knee issues.
Yeah. But I'm saying a fully fit, even however old he is now, 37, 38. If
Yeah.
he's fully fit, he would destroy MLS. Because
Yeah.
remember, he might be struggling in Brazil, but A, Brazil is a better league. B, the worst part of MLS is the defending. The worst part is the defending.
That's true. Also in Brazil, because it's Suarez, they'll hit him harder
Yeah.
because it's Suarez. They'll come after him.
Dude, Calendar should have grabbed that instead of punching it.
Dude, Miami again. Oh no. Messi. Messi in transition. Finds Ben Kremashki.
Come on, Kremaski.
Oh,
What was that, Kremaski?
You guys see that?
Yeah, this kid's not playing for Argentina.
No. Because that wasn't even a silly mistake. That was just a terrible wide open cross.
That was like a Yedlin level cross.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
So he can't play for the United States then. Oh, Messi finds him. Oh, terrible.
Who was that for, Martinez?
Red Foe is saying Jalen Neal is at disadvantage having to develop an MLS. For a first season, I think it's okay for Jalen Neal. But yes, he should move. Oh, Philly.
Calendar. That was Calendar caught out and getting beat.
Yeah, let me see the replay here of what happened. And we'll talk about Jalen Neal in a second. But I don't think it's a problem for Jalen Neal to be a star in MLS right now. But eventually, yes, he has to move. Calendar, yeah. Very poor from him. See? It seems like Calendar, he's good under the post. The shot stopping under the post.
Yeah, like shot stopping is one aspect, right? Your reading of the game, you're coming off your line, your leadership, your composure, your decision making, you're in the air, you're passing. There's so much more. Connor Donovan.
President Chip saying, I think MLS will be one league team next season. If Inter Miami signs Luis Suarez and maybe one or two more players, yes, it'll be pretty easy. Muscle saying, as a Brazilian, I don't see players here beating harder on Luis Suarez. He isn't struggling. He's not having easy teams to play against Brazilian league. It's quite tough, actually. Well, what I meant struggling is he has like 4 or 5 goals, I think, in the Brazilian league in the first half of the season, which we've seen Suarez score 25, 30 goals in La Liga. So for him not to have almost a goal per game in Brazil, it's pretty much struggling for him because Brazil is a downgrade from La Liga. I've watched a few games. I watched Grêmio against Botafogo. I watched Grêmio against, Palmeiras. He didn't play, actually, Suarez, if I'm not mistaken. But he played against Botafogo. They are being very physical with him. And he even said that. He said he's been struggling a little bit with the intensity because of his knee and how intense the games have been. He said he's struggling with that, which is one of the reasons why he wants to go to MLS right now. And I think he'll be fine in MLS. But I would say Suarez is still a difference maker for Grêmio. But we've seen better versions of him. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, the guy is almost 40, right? So it makes sense that he wouldn't be the same as before. Let's see. Yeah, how many likes do we have, everyone? Can we try to hit 300? I don't know how many we have. Let me see. Pete, what's the next episode you have coming up or stream?
Well, seems like my throat's a little better. The fact that I've been on here for an hour and my voice hasn't given out is a good sign. Probably going to do a transfer update maybe on Thursday. That would be because tomorrow I'm going to do that with you. But
maybe
yeah,
if Tyler gets a move.
Yeah, I'm waiting for more news on like finalizations on Tyler to Bournemouth. Balogun, is it going to be Monaco, West Ham? Like I'm waiting on these big moves to happen so we can talk about them, but they're not getting completed. So yeah, pretty much that. Oh, here we go. Robert Taylor.
Yeah, someone I'm trying to get here at the channel that I've been talking to is Jeff Cameron.
Ooh, interesting one.
Because that one can be interesting. He can talk about Kuva, right? That
Yeah,
cycle that failed. He can talk about Klinsman in 2014.
yeah.
He can also talk about the whole Donovan Pulisic thing, right? I think he's close a little bit with Pulisic, isn't he, Jeff Cameron?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah, and he can talk a little bit because he said he wanted to talk about the whole thing Donovan said in regards to players going to Europe or not as a
Oh, he
player that
messaged you?
well he messaged asking what happened when the channel went down.
So he
And
watches your channel.
he wanted to watch the Herc episode.
Ah,
He
okay.
wanted to watch. So then when that happened, then I think eventually he watched and I asked him like, "Hey, you want to come to the channel? These are the topics." And he said he would be down. But interestingly enough, and everyone that's here in the stream is about to get breaking news here, which you probably should all know. And Pete, oh, score,
Oh,
score, oh, score.
save.
No, mother liquor. How did you miss that?
That was a good save by Calendar.
Yes. You know who's Jeff Cameron's best friend or one of his best friends?
Matt Miazga.
Breck Shea.
Oh, really?
You
I don't
see,
doubt it, actually. I
you
don't
see,
doubt it.
here's the thing. If someone came up to me and said, "Do you want to have Messi or Breck Shea on your channel?" I would send Messi over to 11 Yanks and I would just keep Breck Shea to
And I
myself.
would take him.
Yeah. You sure you don't want Breck Shea? I think he could provide some
Breck Shea is
interesting
your boy.
stories.
Breck Shea is your boy.
Yeah, but I feel like his interview will have more interesting topics.
You know what I want to do with Breck Shea? I want to have a reality TV show where Breck Shea hunts pythons in the Florida Everglades. Because right now they have a big problem in the Everglades in Florida. You might know about this, where pythons are becoming so overpopulated that they're eating all the wildlife, and the state of Florida doesn't know what to do about it. This is where Breck Shea, you just get him in a pair of like cut off jean jorts. Get him in some jorts, sling a rifle over his shoulder, long hair, some whalebone necklace around his chest, completely like bare chested, out there with one of those fan boats in the Everglades, just hunting pythons while we follow him with a camera around. That is a reality show that the world needs.
I
Law
would
opposite
watch
said,
that. But
so killing it, but with Breck Shea.
you know what really disappointed me about Breck Shea was I wish Inter Miami had renewed his contract. Imagine how legendary it would have been if he's on the field like playing with Messi. That's
I don't know if
that's
Messi would
literally
like him. I think Breck Shea might be too American for Messi.
yeah, might be true. Like he Breck Shea works for us, right? Not for Messi. Um, Red is saying a problem with MLS is that the fans lack substance. Substance. What does he mean by that? Like passion?
You can clarify Red Foo, but if I had to take a guess, I think what he means is there's not the same level of passion or interest in general from the fan base in MLS,
I mean,
which
that is true.
I think that's fair. Like, I remember at the Chicago Fire game the other week, the last month that I went to in Chicago, whenever anybody on the Fire would do so, there was a very small section called Sector Latino, and it was about 1 or 200 guys, and they were very loud with their drums and their singing. And everybody else was just like politely watching the game. And when something good would happen, they would do a golf clap. It would be like everyone would be seated. Someone would do like Brian Gutierrez with a really nice through ball or Chris Brady with a save, and it would be, and I would be like, what on earth is this? And it was a lot of people. It was like good 20, 25,000 people in that game. I was
You
like,
know,
oh boy.
I think also when we say MLS fans, it depends on the fan base. For
Yes.
example, I keep saying this. I went to an Austin game,
Yes.
and sure, there are fans like that, but the supporter section for Austin was amazing. I loved it, and I've been and
LAFC.
I haven't been to that one. I probably should go
LAFC
at
is
some point.
incredible. A 32-52 is incredible.
Yeah,
Portland, those guys are nuts.
yeah, and I mean, I'm comparing it to Brazil. I've been to games in Brazil, and I thought Austin was great. So it's not all MLS fans, but yes, when you generalize it, most are like that. It is true. What about the Galaxy?
Um, Yeah, again, the supporter sections can be pretty passionate. I mean, those guys literally got not Greg Vanny. They got the GM out by striking or
Oh,
basically
Klein, right?
boycotting.
Klein,
Yeah, they got rid of Chris, whatever his name was,
Chris
Chris
Klein,
something.
right?
Klein, yeah, Chris Klein, by saying fuck it, we're not going to show up anymore until you get rid of this guy because you've been terrible for years. So for me, it's like if you don't care, you don't do that, right? That's what I thought was hilarious. People were like, Galaxy fans don't care about this team. Look at what they're doing. I'm like, no, that's a sign that they give a shit, that they're not showing up because they're like using their wallets and their voice and their money. They're voting with their feet. They're saying, we're not going to show up until if you keep up this mediocrity. It's what we should do with U.S. soccer sometimes, honestly.
But they kept the mediocrity at the Galaxy.
Well, yeah. I mean, the problem is it takes years to undo that, right? Because Chris Klein is responsible for signing all the players. So now you're just stuck with them. So it's going to take a while to undo it. Obviously, they have to hire somebody who's good also. It depends who like they use to replace him.
Robert Kowalowski is saying MLS is worse than I thought. Yeah, it depends on what you thought about it. Cubo Maker saying, "Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Just joined. These Philly fans are not used to getting handled like this, and it shows." The Philly fans, how are they dealing with this? It is Philadelphia Union don't really concede 3 goals at home. That's not normal. What happened
No.
today? And Andre Blake sucking is also not normal. He's usually very good.
Yeah, it's been a poor day for Andre. What's up, Taco?
Oh boy. Yeah, this game is definitely over. There's a 0% chance Philadelphia is going to come back from this. There's higher odds of Messi scoring a hat trick than Philly tying this game.
Is it just me, or has the second half been quite dull?
It's been dull. Almost
Like
nothing
it seems
happened.
like it's dragging, doesn't it?
The best opportunity was probably the one that Ben Kremaschke just messed up
Yeah, he
the
goofed.
cross.
Taco, what's up? Good boy.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But let me see here if there's anyone in the chat. 1,000 likes and we get 5 goals in this game. I can't promise that. I don't know if we're going to get 5 goals because Inter Miami doesn't really seem to care. And Philly, at some point, they're just going to quit. They're just going to quit. Unless and again, Andre Blake's not going to allow any more goals in. They paid him to allow 2 goals. Third goal wasn't his fault. When does the U.S. men's national team roster come out? Probably like 2 weeks from now, right?
I mean, the games aren't until the last week, no?
The game is like it's like September 7th or something.
Wait, it is?
Yeah. Look,
Oh,
we
shit.
play
We're fucked.
we play Oman September 9th and Uzbekistan September 12th.
Yeah, so probably the first few days of September.
Yeah,
Usually the
2 weeks
9
from
days
now.
before the game. Probably September 1st.
Yeah, I still can't name a single player from Uzbekistan and Oman. Oh, you
Glesnes.
stupid, idiotic thing scored that goal.
How do you miss that? That was harder to miss.
Yeah. I can't even say it's rigged today. It's not rigged.
Oh, he just whacked under it instead of trying to get it down.
The thing with Messi also is, along with being Messi, like some players in soccer in general, along with just being simply freaking amazing, he's also lucky. Like things work his way very often.
I think he makes his own luck.
Oh, that right there, he didn't make that luck.
I mean, but that's a small sample size.
But even in the World Cup, right? There was
there were a few calls that definitely.
Oh, can that be it?
How does he take that kind of a touch? This is what I don't understand. How do you kick that kind of a touch?
You're supposed to be a professional player.
Yeah, I don't understand. That should have been a simple touch into space, and then you run straight for goal.
Dude,
Instead,
and
he
that's
takes a touch
Gazdag.
behind him and then takes 2.5 seconds to turn around with the ball. Oh,
Now you
save.
saved that, right, Andre Blake? Now he said, "Oh, they gave Messi
Oh
a goal."
my God. Oh my
Messi
God.
missed it.
Oh
Messi
my
missed
God.
it.
What the fuck? Did Glesnes just give the ball to Messi?
Messi missed the sitter.
He just gave the ball to Messi. No. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Passed the ball to him, and he touched it to Messi and said, "Go score."
Messi missed the sitter, dude. But they literally gave him the goal. They're like, dude, just score.
So first was a good save by Blake here off of Campagna. And then Glesnes. Oh, no. Oh,
Man,
jeez.
Messi usually doesn't miss those chances.
I mean, that part, Jack Elliott getting in the way of that shot was one thing. But the fact that Messi even had the ball.
Did you see the dude that was like torching Alexi Lalas on Twitter, exposing him?
About what? Yeah, I quote tweeted him. You should read it. You should
I
read what he
shared it
said,
too
because
here.
it makes so much sense now.
Everything.
It makes so much sense.
Red saying the U.S. men's national team should have a rule for no MLS players because of what has been evident with MLS in the past and what is being further eliminated now with Inter Miami. The thing is, you don't really need a rule. You just need a coach that's decent. Any normal coach will see it and just call up the best players that we have that are playing in Europe.
But Tack, when the coach of the national team is the brother of the guy in charge of the league, or the second in command of the league, he's probably going to be in charge of the league when Don Garber retires. Like, that's a level of, like, nobody ever talks about that. Like, the national team's coach is the number 2 in charge of MLS. Does that happen in any other league in the world? Any other serious league in the world? Taco, you're on the mic again.
Also, in a league that is already a closed system, that for you to get in the United States, you have to pay like $300 to $400 million to get in this club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Alexi Lalas thinks we should have paid play.
Oh, he actually thinks it should be even more expensive.
Yeah.
He thinks it's not expensive enough.
You should pull up this tweet from Alexi, from the guy exposing Alexi.
Yeah, I'm going to put this here on screen in a second so everyone can see it. So let me put it here. I think it's good to show, especially after Alexi called me a moron.
It helps you understand where this guy comes from. Like the absolute privilege and brattiness that is Alexi Lalas.
Want to read it, Pete? It's right there.
Sure. I grew up in the same city as Alexi Lalas. It's one of the wealthiest areas of Michigan. Alexi went to a private high school that costs more than some universities, Cranbrook. When he talks about the affordability of soccer in the U.S., he's talking about something that has never affected him. Because Alexi's been going on saying you can't have it for free. It can't be free. It shouldn't be affordable. He's been like crying against it. So yeah, this dude is a rich kid. Clearly, if you go to a private school, you're a rich kid. If you go to a private school that costs more than some universities, you're a very rich kid, which means he's never had to deal with poverty once in his life. It has been a bed of roses for Alexi Lalas. So when he talks about, when he has arguments in order to try to defend pay to play, Alexi Lalas, if he wanted to play soccer, his parents would pay for it, clearly. So he has never suffered from not being able to afford a game that you love. Oh, goal! Philly.
Finally.
Who is that? Is that Bedoya?
Bedoya, oh my God, that's like 2014.
Bedoya, that's like a throwback.
2014
Lord,
World Cup.
Bedoya. Isn't he? He's like almost 40, isn't he? How old is Bedoya now? Oh, he's 36. Okay, fine.
Is there enough time? I don't know.
Nah.
Dude, Bedoya is a nice finish. That was a nice finish from Bedoya.
I think he deserves a national team call-up. Oh, Yedlin, of course. Yedlin getting mugged. Of course. Who else? Yedlin getting mugged. wide open legs as he approached Bedoya there. Oh my God.
DeAndre Yedlin. Could you imagine they come back, dude? Bedoya or Roldan? I'd have Bedoya.
I mean, neither.
Okay, I'll change the subject. You own an MLS team right now, so
Yeah.
they're about MLS level. Who do you prefer?
Roldan has more years ahead of him, so Roldan. Dude, Bedoya is not even good in Philly. He's not.
No,
At
but
least
he
Roldan is
was better
fairly
than
good for
Roldan.
Seattle.
He was better than Roldan.
Oh, in his prime, 100%. But now?
Yeah, the dude's also pretty. I actually kind of forgot he was still playing.
Yeah, I forgot too.
Oh,
Ruiz.
because he's from the Jeff Cameron
Yeah.
generation.
Yeah, he was there with Dempsey and Landon and Bradley. He was one of the guys in that 2014 World Cup.
Why does it say 4-0 at FootMob? It's 3-1.
I don't know.
FootMob just gave the Philly goal to Inter Miami. They're like, we don't care. What does Google say? Let me see what Google says. Inter Miami. Yeah, FootMob is no. Google says 3-1. I don't. Okay, they fixed it. Wait, they put Gazdag. It wasn't Gazdag that scored. It was Bedoya.
It was Bedoya, yeah.
Oh, FootMob is just a mess right now. Dude, I hope Philly gets a goal before the 80th minute. So we get at least like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
of
then it might be
something.
fun for the last few minutes. Is that Quinn Sullivan? Yeah, Sullivan is on the field now.
Okay. McGlynn is on. Sullivan's on.
Sullivan, and Miami brought on Ruiz. That
Mhm.
other kid. I think he's Honduran.
Oh, he pulled his hamstring right there.
Who's that?
Player from Philly.
Yeah, I just can't see who it is. Was it Bueno?
No, but that dude is gone, dude, because that seems like a pulled hamstring. That shit hurts.
Ah, yeah. He wasn't even tackled. He just pulled it as he stretched for the ball. Was that Harriel? Who is that? Oh, it's Martinez.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's their defensive midfielder, right?
Oh, poor guy. Oh, that's gotta suck. Well, he's standing. That's a good start.
Well, but it seems like it's. Well, you can stand on a pulled hamstring. I had it before too. You can
No,
walk
I know,
out.
but like the way he stood wasn't gingerly. He stood up normal. To see how he's walking. It might not be like ruptured. It might just be pulled.
Dude, if Philly didn't waste so many opportunities, they actually would have been in the game right now.
Yeah. Dude, did you see Andre Edlin jumped out of the way of that shot after?
Yeah, why stop it? Why stop it? Like Alexi said, we want more goals. We want more goals, right? That's
Yeah. Alexi saying that people only want to see goals. Just so, every time he opens his mouth, every time that clown opens his mouth, he just shows how stupid he is. Like, you know who wants to see more goals? Dumb, uneducated Americans.
Oh, you missed.
Oh, shit.
You missed that. It's freaking Gazdag again.
Gazdag, dude. That would have made it. Oh, it was offside anyway, but still.
Man, Philly is wasting so many chances. He wasn't off though. If it went in, it would have counted. Oh boy. Joey, is there ever going to be a conversation about ticket scalping? How do other countries not have it? Well, every country does have it. They all have it. It's
The
just
only
that.
way to stop scalping is to have to show your ID when you buy it and then show your ID at the gate with your ticket.
Well, but even with that, it doesn't work. Like, for example, Palmeiras game I went in Brazil, they do facial recognition. The guy that's like a member, he buys it and then he resold it for me. And then I just register on the website and boom, I'm there.
No. Even if you don't have facial recognition, the ticket has to have your name on it.
They did that though in the 2014 World Cup, and then no one freaking checks when you go in. I
No,
I
you have
had
to
another
check
guy.
when you go in, obviously.
Yeah, but it's like very difficult. The thing is, other countries do have it, Joey. That's what my point is, that other countries do have it. The only difference is if you go to Brazil and you sell a ticket for $1,000, most people can't afford it. Well, in the United States, sure, most people can't afford it either, but there are more people that can't afford it here. That's the difference. There's more people with disposable income in the United States than other countries. But I guess what Pete said, what you said about putting the name and everything, it would reduce it. It's just like ending it is impossible. Ending it.
I mean, how could somebody then? How could you sell your ticket with your name? You'd have to sell it to somebody with the same name as you.
Well, in the World Cup, they didn't check. That's the thing. I don't know
Yeah,
if they'll
well, if you
check.
don't check, then you're not enforcing it. But if you
But how
have,
do you? But how do you get everyone in the stadium on time if you're checking every single person's ID?
yeah, it's impractical. That's the problem.
Like there are stadiums that fit 80,000 people. If you check
Well, think about it
80,000,
this way: when you go through the turnstile, you still have your tickets scanned, right? There are people standing there scanning your tickets, so you still have to pull out a piece of paper and show them. You just show your ID at the same time. It might take an extra 2 seconds for them to just check your name.
yeah, that could be something. Dave Linsky saying, so do you think MLS should have a rule where one of the DPs would be a defensive player? All the DPs are forwards pretty much, and people wonder why the defense is bad. So it's kind of tricky about labeling. How would they define a defensive player?
Also, the whole concept of a DP doesn't make sense because then, even if you do that, let's say you add a fourth DP and you say it has to be a center back. Okay, so you're going to have a $3 million center back playing with an $85,000 center back. Like, it's
But
not going to.
also, how do you define a center back? Is it a guy that played center back once in his career? Does he have to have
Right.
played like 20 games as a center back?
Well,
What
the
if
league would
he
have to approve the acquisition. So I think
is
it'd be
Tyler
pretty.
Adams, for example, a defensive player? Because technically
Right.
he is.
You'd have to like actually, but it would be very easy to like decide is this guy really a center back or not? It wouldn't be that hard.
I think what the league should do is abolish DPs. Just keep one
Yes.
DP so you can sign like a Messi and raise
Yeah.
the cap to like 25 or 30 million.
Yeah.
Each team spends whatever way they want.
And then put a salary floor
Yes, a bare minimum, yeah.
because there are
And
some
keep
clowns who don't want to spend.
and keep one DP just to have the possibility of bringing a Messi, a Neymar,
Yeah.
something like that.
One DP per team. But other than that, you have 25 million, then you have balance. Honestly, if they did that, that would put MLS in a top 10 league in the world very quickly.
Oh yeah.
Very quickly. Because we're already very close to the Eredivisie in terms of spending. It's just the way we spend is so inefficient. It's stupid, actually. It's why I say it's a spectacle. You're not there to watch soccer. You're there to watch three guys play soccer while a bunch of scrubs run around with them.
Yeah, so I wouldn't go for that. I don't think we need that many DPs. They're talking about adding a fourth DP. The
It's
problem
so
in MLS,
stupid. It's lipstick on a pig.
they're the thing is they're trying to make the league bad defensively and good offensively by design, like on
Yeah,
purpose.
because it's not about having a good league. It's about watching people score goals. Honestly, forget the games. Why not just do a skills competition every weekend between two teams? Just do your
Yeah.
stupid skills competition.
Oh, Messi. You can also clearly see that Messi's not trying. Anyone that
Yeah.
watched Messi throughout his career can see it.
No.
This is not because he's in poor form or anything. He's just not trying.
Well, even he said that when he came. We're here to compete, but in a calm way.
Yeah.
And then was it Busquets who said they don't care if we win or lose?
Yeah, he said that. Like Messi's like, I want to compete here, but I do also want to be able to just like grab a Cuban sandwich in Miami Beach with my wife after the game.
Yeah. Gareth Bale said the same thing. He's like, the tolerance for losing is quite high over here.
Well, they probably all.
Ibrahimovic said it too. They all said it.
Well, when my dad and I used to go to the Orlando City games with when Kaká was playing,
Yeah.
which was hilarious. My dad was like shocked because Kaká played like crap, missed the penalty kick, and he was leaving and getting applauded. And my dad's like, "What is happening here?"
I know. That's why it's not a serious league.
Oh,
Oh,
4-1.
Ruiz made it 4-1.
And that's game, set, and match. 4-1 Miami.
Dude, Messi's dog walking this league.
Was that Yedlin with the assist? Oh no.
Oh
There's his
no.
call up.
You're gonna put
There's
that
his
on
call
it.
up.
Time to call up Yedlin. He assisted against the best defense in the league. That was a good finish by Ruiz. I'll give him credit.
Dude, am I gonna have to go on another loan? I'm giving up on Inter Miami losing.
You're
They're
gonna
gonna
have to
win
become a
this.
Monterrey fan, dude.
No, I refuse.
So who are you gonna support if it's Miami versus Monterrey in the final?
I'm just not gonna watch.
I'll do a live stream.
I'm gonna
watch.
go to Disney instead.
What day
Sounds
is it?
more
Is it
fun.
Saturday?
It's Saturday. I'm just gonna go to Disney.
Fuck. I'm working Saturday. I can't do it.
I'm just gonna go to Disney. No point. No point. This is not worth it. I keep going on these loans.
Oh Lord.
For one. Red is saying watching MLS is like watching minor league baseball. Red really hates MLS, man.
Minor league baseball might have better quality.
Yeah, it might be more competitive, more intense also. Adam is saying, welcome everyone to being a Philly sports fan. Yeah, but this is the first time I'm a Philly sports fan. I wanted the Philadelphia Union to win, and you guys disappointed me. You don't disappoint me with the Philly cheesesteak. I really love that. But as a
How good
sports
is that?
fan,
I've never had one. I mean, I've
you
had
never.
one, but not in Philly, so it doesn't count.
Well, I never had it in Philly. I had a lot in New York and here too, but in
Is
New
it the
York, it's a
same
bit
thing?
better.
I don't know
I
if
don't
you
know
can
if New
count a
York is the
Philly
same. I mean,
cheesesteak in
New York, New
Orlando.
York City food. I feel like New York is close enough to Philadelphia that it's
Yeah,
probably
New York, I would believe. I wouldn't trust a Philly cheesesteak in Orlando, though.
no. Or Miami, they like put like freaking like spices. It's like they change it
Yeah,
completely.
no.
No, I had it in New York and it was very good, but Vegas too was good in Vegas. I had it in Vegas. Dude, in Hawaii, I had this like lobster sandwich. Oh my god, it was so
Good.
good. Yeah, expensive but worth eating once.
Hawaii is expensive in general, no? Everything?
I would say it's a bit more expensive than LA. That's what it seemed
Yeah,
like.
that's expensive.
Well, I mean, LA, the food in LA wasn't expensive. It was pretty normal compared to Florida. It's just rent in LA that was very, and the
Yeah.
gas.
Property in LA is the most expensive, but even groceries are pretty expensive in LA, dude.
I
Eggs
thought,
is like $7.
well, it's like 4 or 5 here. Yeah, so it's a bit more.
Gas. Today I filled up my tank. It's at 5.1.
It's at 3.8 here.
$5.10 per gallon.
3.8 here. I would say what I noticed is like renting an Airbnb. That is cheaper here in Florida. Gas is cheaper. Food, I'm telling you, it's not that much cheaper here. I mean, I only ate at restaurants when I was there with
Yeah.
you and even with Arnold. And the restaurants, it was kind of like the same bill almost. That it
Okay,
is in
wait. What was
Orlando.
the best food you had in LA?
Oh, the Mexican taco
Street
truck.
tacos, right?
Yeah, that's the best one, easily.
It's the best food in LA.
And the cheapest.
The cheapest and the best. That's in most of the world, in my experience, the best food is street food.
Except for Brazil.
It's not in Brazil, huh?
No, go to restaurants there or like these. Yeah, don't not in Brazil. The street food in Brazil is the only thing that's good is the pastéis and the sugarcane juice. Outside of that, you might as well eat at restaurants when you're in Brazil.
Okay.
But in Mexico, yes, I ate street food in Mexico, and it was holy crap. I loved it.
So
Cheap,
good, right?
great, so much flavor. And in LA too. In
Oh, you never told
Hawaii,
me. How did Mariana? Did she like the Korean barbecue that we had?
yeah, she liked it.
She liked it. Okay. She's a little quiet, so you don't always know if she likes it or if she's just being polite, you know?
No, 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 she likes it. She's just
Okay, good.
quiet, but she liked it. She loved it. She loved the Korean barbecue. She loved Hawaii too. Hawaiian food, no, well, not Hawaiian food, but food in Hawaii was great. They
Oh,
put
I'm sure.
pineapple on everything.
No. I love it. I love it.
Dude, they had these empanadas in Hawaii with
Yeah.
cheese and pineapple inside of it.
It
It
sounds
was so
good.
good.
Dude, pineapple is just like adding sugar to something, but it's natural, delicious sugar with some tang.
Yeah, I don't know why people hate on pineapple.
On pizza, I don't understand.
You like it on pizza or no?
Yeah, I love it on pizza.
Me too.
I put pizza, jalapenos, and pepperoni. That's the best pizza you can get.
Yeah. Or bacon. You can always put bacon on anything. Bacon's
Yeah,
never
I
wrong.
sprinkle the bacon. Don't put strips.
So Jeff is asking here top four in the Serie A. So you're talking about our predictions of the Italian Serie A, or you're talking about the Brazilian Serie A? I'm gonna assume it's the Italian Serie A. Uh I know Napoli lost their center back, right? The Korean guy.
Kim Min
But
Jae.
I'm yeah, but they were so dominant last season. They kept most of their players. I'm gonna put
Yeah, they
Napoli still.
didn't lose that many guys except for the Georgian dude.
Yeah, wait. They didn't
No, no, they
lost.
kept him. Sorry,
They kept Kravradona. Yeah, they
yeah,
kept
they
him.
kept him. They kept him. I mixed him up with the Ukrainian guy that Chelsea signed.
I'm gonna say Milan. Sorry, not Milan. I'm gonna say Napoli will be first. Believe it or not, I'm putting Juventus second because they have no other competition. They have no other competition. And as much as people want to hate on Juve, they were doing okay last season, top four. They still have Chiesa. Pogba should be playing there. Weston's back. Weah is being added. I believe Vlahovic stayed. So I'm gonna put Juventus in second. And then I think the two Milan teams will be battling for number 3 and number 4. The two Milan teams.
See, I
Uh,
disagree. I think Milan strengthened the most. I think they held on to Leao, which was the major win for them. They brought in Chukwueze, they brought in Pulisic, they brought in Reginders, they
they
brought in
lost
Musa.
Tonali. That's pretty
They
big.
lost Tonali, but between Reginders and Musa, I think they can cover for him.
They'll not be at the same level, but it might be enough to like not be a
The
ginormous
only
gap.
my only concern with Milan is the striker problem. Like if they're still relying on Giroud, who's getting older every year, they didn't really get a good striker in.
No.
But I have the same problem with Inter because Inter is still gonna. What are they gonna still be relying on Lukaku, or did he left?
Isn't
No,
Lukaku gone?
yeah, he's gone.
Well, they
So
have Lautaro
yeah, but
and
if we play a
Jenko.
3-5-2, it's Lautaro plus who?
Yeah.
And they
Um,
also lost what's his name, Kovacic.
true.
No.
Brozovic.
Sorry,
Brozovic.
Brozovic.
Yeah, I'm probably. The thing is, Lazio is still there, and I believe Lazio made some good signings too. They finished in second, right? So let me just see one thing. The signings Lazio made. So Lazio they signed Tati Castellanos. They brought Tati. They did lose Savic though. Savic was their best midfielder. He went to Saudi Arabia. Lazio.
But
Yeah,
also,
I'm
dude,
gonna
the
go with
problem
this.
with
My
Juve
top
is
four.
they lost a lot of guys too.
Here are my top four. Then Pete. Napoli first because they were so dominant last season. I still think they're going to be equally similar to what they were in terms of quality. Juventus in second. Milan in third. And I'm going to make a bold prediction here. Inter Milan, because of the things you said, they lost Brozovic, they lost the center forward, or even if they have Lukaku, rely on that. They're going to drop to fifth. My fourth team will be Atalanta.
Interesting. That's a good shout, actually.
I'm going to have Atalanta.
That's a good shout.
They can be a good one there, Atalanta. Usually a very good offense. Zachary Johnson saying it's not that Miami looks good, is that these MLS teams look bad. Somewhat true. MLS teams are not being able to handle right now Leo Messi, Sergio Busquets, and Jordi Alba way past their prime. Maybe not Messi's not way past his prime, but definitely past his prime. The thing is, Messi's prime and after his prime, he doesn't decline that much because he's all technique.
Yeah. This is true.
he doesn't drop that harsh just because it's not really his athletic ability. He's just that good. Dave Walensky saying, irony of all irony, I turned off your screen for a little bit, turned it back on, and an anti-gambling commercial came on. Anti, that's weird because YouTube has their own sponsors too that
Yeah.
are, it's just, again, I went over this on an entire stream. Pete talked about it today briefly as well. That one's done. Um, we did nothing wrong, but YouTube again, not clear with some of the things. And also the main problem with YouTube is it's such a big platform. Sometimes you have to deal with bots, and then the bots are the problem. When you talk to humans, things get resolved. And the game should end right now with Messi 4-1. But everyone, me and Pete are going to end the stream right here because this game is over. Miami's going to take this free kick. We're at the 94th minute. It's 4-1. Inter Miami makes it to the League's Cup final, and they'll be playing on Saturday. They'll face Nashville or Monterrey from Liga MX. Pete, anything before I close here?
No, I'm just glad that we're both back now, and just take it forward from here, I guess.
Yep, that's all. So expect videos, streams to be back to normal, the coverage, and less than a month from now, Greg Berhalter is back.